Big update now on our big story yesterday, the arrest of Al Gore's only son, Al Gore III. The 24-year-old was arrested in California on the 4th of July on suspicion of illegally possessing marijuana and prescription drugs. And, of course, he was arrested driving that Prius at 100 miles an hour. Today we heard from his embarrassed papa, the former vice president.
We're dealing with it as a private family matter, Meredith, and we love him very much, and we're glad that he's safe and that he's getting treatment, and we're going to leave it as a private matter.
Now, the climate crusader, Mr. Gore, appeared on the Today Show this morning to publicize this weekend's live Earth concerts, which are being staged on all 7 continents. Gore is the chief frontman for Live Earth. NBC is airing hour upon hour upon hour of the concerts, dozens of hours. Global warming is a hot political issue, and Al Gore could run for president again, even though he says he's not now. NBC, of course, is owned by a corporation which must declare its political contributions, even if they are in kind. Does this constitute a political contribution of free airtime? And why aren't Democrats objecting to this gift of unequal time of just one side of a controversial issue? With me now, Clay Waters with the Media Research Center.
People are talking about the fairness doctrine. I mean, I find it hard to believe that we're ever going to get equal time for the other side, the side that says, you know, global warming is not a crisis. So,
a central component of the old fairness doctrine, which they want back, is the equal time for both sides of a controversial issue. Could there be anything more controversial that has at least one more side than global warming?
Right, yeah, as a political issue, I mean, this thing is still in play. We're talking about the GMP will be affected if these protocols go through, if these environmental regulations go through, yeah. And there's hypocrisy on another angle, too. I mean, we're talking about carbon footprints. Gore's talking about the carbon footprints. I don't think either you or me are ever going to produce as much carbon in our lifetime as one of these big shows. And there's going to be, I think, 9 shows on all 7 continents, 24 hours. This is a big, you know, environmental deal as well as a big entertainment.
Is a guy who was almost elected president,
exactly.
Served as vice president.
You cannot get away from the politics.
Can you
here.
really say this isn't politics?
You cannot get away from the politics.
Time now for big politics. First, we heard about John Edwards' $400 haircut, and now the cost of cutting the presidential hopeful's hair has in fact soared to $1,250. Why the rising price? Because Beverly Hills stylist Joseph Torrenueva meets Edwards on the campaign trail for these haircut touch-ups. The stylist, a Democrat, used to cut Edwards' hair for free, but now he charges him for the cost of his airfare and missed days of work. Ironic that the candidate who has made alleviating poverty the central theme of his campaign appears to be willing to pay up to $1,300 for a haircut. Now, my word, I am not personally a supporter of Barack Obama, but I think anybody can see his general appeal. He is young, articulate, smart, and that has all led to a certain rock star atmosphere around him. After all, the Pauls my age, who used to be the young ones, well, they're not so young anymore, and Obama is. I could give you a list of what I don't like about him, but let's just say it's his voting record and leave it at that. But I did notice he said something perceptive yesterday, and I think it ought to scare a few people, namely Bill and Hillary Clinton, who have their eye on the White House again. Obama said, haven't we had enough of those guys? You know what? I think a lot of people are going to think he's got a point. Here's what he actually said. He said, I admire Bill Clinton. I think he did a lot of fine things as president, and he's a terrific political strategist. Now, he said these things in an interview with the Associated Press. What we're more interested in is looking forward, not looking backward. Here's where Obama hit it out of the park. I think the American people feel the same way. They're looking for a way to break out of the harsh partisanship and old arguments and solve problems. I think the thing that rings true with people is that part about old arguments. He's saying, look, elect Hillary and you get Bill and Hillary, and who can forget those wonderful years of investigations, partisan warfare, and impeachment? Newt Gingrich famously gave the Democrats a line for running against Bush. Had enough? Obama learned something from Newt. He is asking, want more? Want more 2-for-1? Want more Arkansas land deals? Want more lost billing records? want more girls with pizza, cigars, and outright denials of the truth. Obama is saying elect them and you get all that stuff or stuff like it all over again. Elect me and you get something different. You have to admit, it's got appeal to virtually anybody. Obama's pitch to the American people, for the last 20 years, you've had Bush, Clinton, Bush again. And now do you really want Clinton again? Do you want another 4, perhaps another 8? Do you want more? That is Obama word, and that's my word. Here is Britain.
Next on Special Report, the Scooter Libby debate rages on, with Hillary Clinton weighing in and Republicans reminding her of Bill's records on such matters. On the primary trail, Rudy Giuliani cruises into Florida, still leading among the declared candidates, and John Edwards' hair entangles him again. Well, you hear this all right here, right now.